What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Lasting Thoughts Podcast. I am your host, The True Relaxation. We are back again for another episode. And as always, if you guys enjoy what you hear, what you're gonna hear, please be sure to share, rate this podcast, all of that good stuff. And today, again, this is the Christmas episode. Technically, well, it's gonna be released on Christmas. I don't think we're gonna talk about anything Christmas. But on a side note, we have a guest today for this episode. If our guests would love to introduce themselves to the audience, please.
Yes. Nice to be here. Nice to meet all the strangers who may be listening. Hope everyone is having a nice night.
Or morning, or day, whatever.
Or morning, or day, whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know what you said when you introduced yourself, so I don't know what to call you.
I am the guest.
The guest. So
yeah.
Might get name dropped. Anyways, so let's start this podcast. In guest fashion because this is different now. What are you into currently?
Hey, just throwing out a question like that so early, like warm me up. What are you into recently?
That is the warm up. That's how I do my podcast. Recently, currently, like what are you into? What things you doing? What you focusing on?
Man, I'm busy. I'm working. Like I'm just adulting. Like nothing really that.
So you just don't. So you just don't have a life. That's what you're saying.
I have a life, but
no hobbies, no goals, nothing you focusing on in life. Hobbies. You just autopilot.
I have hobbies. I just don't like your question. I don't want to answer that question.
You don't want to answer my question.
No.
There you guys have it. Yeah, interesting episode. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the next question is going to be similar, but in the long run, what are, since this is pretty much going to be the last episode of this year, I'd like to, I guess, recap your journey, your experience through the year. So what are some of your favorite moments of the year? What are some things you enjoyed? If you have like favorite music you heard this year, favorite movies you watched, favorite games, anything you've been participating in, what was this year like for you?
I didn't notice it's gonna be so me focused. I enjoyed the whole Kendrick Lamar Drake beef thing that happened because ended up with some bangers as far as like music, and then all this stuff with Diddy's happening, so that's exciting. Not that I'm into celebrity gossip and seeing like people fail their life, I guess, or seeing people basically lose their livelihood and their freedoms. But I mean, you make choices in life, and you suffer the consequences, whatever they may be, if you decide to do bad things, and get caught. So, but I mean, it's been interesting, I guess.
That's been interesting. That's it.
I mean, I haven't really been keeping up with news, to be honest. I have a few people that I watch that shares news, but it's mostly like, to be fair, I stopped watching the news because it's just all negativity, people dying, the wars going on, Palestine, Ukraine. It's just a lot of negativity, and I don't want that in my life. I don't want that in my life going into the new year. I don't want that in my life in regards to people that I'm close with either. So, I I find ways to not engage with it. So maybe you can tell me what's happening, and I may or may not have an opinion on it.
Well, I don't want to talk about what's happening. I just want to talk about your personal year recap.
Oh, well, it's just me personally, then that's different. You asked me about entertainment and
Yeah, if you
media and stuff,
indulge in any media,
not just me.
but this is about you.
This is about me. I did not come out here for an interview about me. We were supposed to have a discussion, not an interview.
A
What is
podcast.
this? I don't. People out there, I don't do podcasts, and I hope he cuts a lot of these segments because this is not something I do. I don't want to just get on here and just talk about my personal life. So this is out of my comfort zone.
I think that's something you should talk about then. Yeah,
I'm talking about
you
it
should
now.
open up
I'm letting
about
it be
that because
known.
there's plenty of people in the world who probably deal with that as well. About
What,
being
not
in
wanting to
their
do a
not being in
podcast?
their comfort zone and opening up, like why is that a thing? About why wouldn't you be willing to break out of your shell, I guess, and open yourself up more?
It depends on the angle. Like for me, I'm just a private person. I don't want people. I don't like people in my business, and so things like podcasts are just not for me because usually you have to. And if you want to connect with an audience, like you have to open up. You have to tell your business. Basically, I guess it depends on whatever the subject of your podcast is, which yours is kind of in relation to that type of thing. You talk about mental health and other personal things, and that's just not
Mental
That's
health
not
is
my
your
vibe. Or sharing personal information and personal things
see.
on a podcast is not my vibe. So that just includes mental health and other things of that nature. I'm a private person. I don't want to
Is
talk
that a
about that
subconscious
stuff.
thing? Are you hiding from something?
No, I
It
just
is your
want my business to remain my business. That's it. It's not my business if I'm talking about it to like
talking about it
people
to me.
who I don't even know who will be listening
that's
to
cool.
this. Talking about it to you privately is different from talking about it
I
with you
suppose.
on a podcast, which is going to be broadcasted to whomever your audience is and whomever they decide to share with. And yeah, it's just, no, I'm not okay with that.
Interesting. So you don't have.
Which you should already know this about me because you know me, so I don't understand why
'Cause
you
it's
acting like this is
more
something
of,
new about me.
Dealing with more than yourself. Because could be people like you, and there could be people who doing things that you're doing, but not by a choice like yours. Maybe something has happened to them that's forcing them to make themselves private to the world. And I just want to know, you have any insight about that, about keeping your privacy? Is it a good thing by choice, or is it a good thing, period?
Is solely a personal preference. And I can't really explain why. I've always been that way. That's just me. Even when I was a young child. I've just always been a private person, and that hasn't changed. That's like a core part of me. So you asking me to, like, I don't know, really know what you asking me to explain. Like, that is just who I am. I'm just private. I prefer to be private. I don't want to share my business with people I don't know. And if I do choose to share my business, it's with people who I'm close to, who I trust, who I am comfortable in knowing that they don't go running their mouths to other people. Like, I will share with people who I know well and who I know will honor my privacy in that regard. So it has nothing to do with past trauma or some mental health thing. That's just who I am.
My real question was
just
about
me.
for other people, but I get what you're saying.
I don't know about other people. Other people will have to tell their story. Like, this is just from my perspective. This is my story. I don't know about other people.
Possibility. Yeah.
For other people?
We know.
I mean, there's so many. Like,
I know. That's the beauty of it.
so many possibilities. Like, what do you want me to say? Do you want me to share my guess
so
on why
much
someone
that,
else
my
might
question
feel the
was
need to
asking
stay
about,
private?
Is it for people, like, do you recommend people to be private in general, or is it just a thing that's like, oh, just because it benefits me, that's just how I roll, so it doesn't matter if anybody want to be public or private or not, that's dumb, but I'm just focusing on what I do? Or do you think that everybody should just be more private because that leads to a lot of drama when a lot of people like to be public?
On the person. I'm not gonna say that being private is good or bad, because it's up to the individual and how they want to lead their life. Some people, they're open book. They like people to know about their lives. I mean, look at all this social media, all these trends. Like, everyone want to hop online, grab a microphone, talk to the world about their personal business, vlog their personal business, and like share it to the world, taking pictures of like their personal business and putting it on the internet for everyone to see. Like, there are many people who want to be seen, they want to be known, they want their business to be out there to strangers and people that they don't know. I don't know if it's for validation. I don't know if it's for ego. I don't know if it's for them trying to break out of the shell. Like, whatever their reason, there are people who want to be out there like that. So I'm not going to say that people should be private or that being private is better. I think that's up to the individual. Just me, myself, and I prefer to be private. It's just like a part of who I am. Like, maybe if I were more extroverted, I would not mind sharing my personal business. Or if I cared to be seen or heard to other people, then I might care to share my business and put myself out there like that. But I don't care. I don't care about that stuff. So I want my peace and I want my privacy, and my privacy is my peace. So it's a part of my peace at least. So I choose to keep my stuff private. Um, and that works for me. It may not work for everyone else. And then there may be cases where people need to share what's going on with other people. Like if there's a situation that's like dangerous or could turn dangerous, or somebody's having like mental health issues. I think in those cases, remaining private or staying silent,
Yeah,
or
we're gonna
like
get
I
into
guess
that. We're gonna
even
get into that
harken
later.
back to the whole Diddy thing, like all these essay victims who are, finally coming out. But situations like that, like I think it's better to speak up sooner than later. Like you should not be silent and private about stuff like that, especially if it's
Yeah. We'll touch
especially
on
if
that
it can
later.
cause more damage than healing in the long run, or like something like that. So I mean, it's situational. It's situational, but if not those like serious situations, I think overall it's just up to the individual person. Some of my friends are, more extroverted than I am. They don't mind posting their stuff, putting their business online, stuff like that. But for me, that's just not for me.
It's cool. It's
So,
cool.
yeah.
So that's for me. Time to put my business out there. So, going into
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes in your case, you probably one of those cases where it's probably better to share.
my case is strictly for the benefit of other people. I'm a servant for humanity. So I believe that sharing my experience and talking about things that I had nobody to talk to with can help somebody else. So that's the reason why I try to my best to open up, because I can't open up directly to people because people suck directly. So I gotta do it in an indirect way and hope the right person finds what I say.
I see. Has that been beneficial for you?
Directly, I don't. Well, multiple ways. Directly in terms of if it's helping other people, I can't answer that because I have this long track record of nobody telling me anything of the things I do from since I started like content creating since 2011. So I don't know. Of course, recently in my some of my YouTube videos, some people do comment, but that's mainly directly on the video. But things like this and things like my music, where I do touch on certain topics and things, I don't know. For me personally, it has helped me because yes, this is my way to vent out what's going on with me and not have it just stuck in my head, because I struggled with keeping things in my head for a long time.
You make it sound like you don't have friends.
In terms of who I can directly speak to, I feel like I don't. Just a small handful, and then again, sometimes when I come to go to them, they got their own lives too. So it's not like I can just like I'm going through something, let me just throw everything on them. But it's like, no, they doing what they doing too. So yeah, again, they busy, schedules not matching. I don't have no one to speak to. I gotta find another way to vent it out. So music, podcasting, videos, whatever I do, that's my way to get it all out when there's no one else around.
Why did therapy or counseling or seeing a psychiatrist, why were none of those an option?
I talked about this on I don't know what episode, but previous episode about my feelings about therapy and all of that. I don't like the idea of like just talking to people like in a way that's like, you know, they like, oh, I tell you something and I feel like they're just gonna give me the answer, like, oh, if it was that simple, you know. I don't really believe in a lot of like, I guess, strangers being my outside help, if that makes sense. Like,
I mean, but the fact that you doing this podcast, isn't that exactly what you're doing? You are venting your feelings.
I'm venting it to myself,
strangers,
and I have the option to just upload it or not.
And you're posting it for strangers. You literally said you are a servant to the people. So you said you are doing this to help other people, but essentially what you are doing is venting yourself to strangers, which is exactly what you would do with a counselor or a therapist or a psychiatrist. Like, it just is wearing a different mask, but it's the same thing.
Not necessarily, because there's a dialogue between you and that person. So there's a conversation that's going to be had. That means you had to.
Not
really
necessarily. Sometimes they just listen, which I think is part of the training, or at least of a good one. Like, you don't just talk. You don't always interrupt and talk and have questions. Like, sometimes just listening is really all that person really wants. Like, somebody to listen, somebody to hear them out. Maybe in their life they're used to people giving opinions that they didn't ask for, or sharing their thoughts and like their own situations and stuff, maybe in a similar way, or trying to relate. But some people, like, that's not what they want, that's not what they need, that's not what they're asking for. They just want someone to listen, and to like actually listen, which I believe counselors and therapists and psychiatrists, they are trained to listen. So it's not necessarily going to be a dialogue. Like, yes, they might ask you questions, they might make suggestions and stuff, but for the most part, I think one of the core what's the word I'm looking for? One of the core I can't think of the word. But basically, I think, you know, most importantly, they are there to listen. So.
Yeah, but there's still a level of ice breaking and all of that. That's all of that is just a hurdle to get through for certain people who don't want to, like, I have to find someone, I have to meet this person, I have to speak to this person, I have to go to this person. And it's all of a bunch of steps when all I can do is just press record right here and just say what I gotta say, get it all out.
Well, again, not necessarily, because we have the internet. So a lot of these things you can do online.
That's still a level of icebreaking.
Device. Is that not what this podcast does, though? Like,
no,
you had
I don't
to ice break on the first episode. Well, I mean, but you still had to establish familiarity or some type of camaraderie with your audience. Like, you had to do an icebreaker.
Yeah, but I'm not the therapist, so I'm not breaking no ice with nobody. So I'm just speaking about what's going on in life, and I compare it to any situation that I've probably been in, because I don't talk about anything unless I can relate to it.
Well, I think it's just my opinion. I mean, I feel like you basically, just due to the subject matter of your podcast, I think you use it as a form of therapy.
Not for me necessarily. I think that's what my music is for. This one is mainly just to get out there in terms of like being able to speak more. But I already mentioned that my only reason if I would to go do therapy was to figure out if I'm hiding anything from myself, because for the most part I kind of know what I'm not gonna like. I know what my issues are. I'm not saying that I can fix all my issues. It's just I'm aware of what's there, and I don't feel like having to talk to a therapist is like, I feel like I'm gonna be running in a circle. But for the things that I don't know that's not there, that would be something interesting I'd like to explore.
Okay. I forgot what the original.
I mean, we were supposed to be doing our yearly
like went on a
recap,
tangent.
You know, we ended up here.
Oh, yearly recap. Right. I feel like the year went by very fast.
This was a slow year.
I feel like 2024 just started like 3 months ago. We're already at the end of the year. I mean, some people, I know you feel like it went slow. For me, I feel like it went fast. And I'm not really complaining about
You've
that.
been on autopilot, bro.
I told you, I've just been living life, man. I literally told you.
You gotta stop living and experience it, man. Like, you just there.
I'm present. I am present really in my everyday. I'm just like, I don't have to do something crazy every single day.
You don't have to do nothing crazy, but a lot happened. Period. Not even just like
a lot did happen.
Personally, a lot happened, and it made it feel like
a lot happened.
We've been in this year for a minute, so it's one of those things.
There were some months that felt slow, but I'm just saying overall, this year went by fast for me. It went by very fast. Like the beginning of the year, I feel like went by really, really slow. If I recall, a lot happened at the beginning of the year, especially over here.
In the world.
But yeah, there was definitely some world events.
The world
that shook up this year. The Honorable Cat Williams made predictions which seemed to have come to fruition. So like he manifested.
All lies will be exposed this year,
at least like
man.
Media.
A lot of things being
stuff.
exposed this year, bro.
You know what? But that's not a bad thing. I hope they keep getting exposed, because a lot of these people, they get away with doing heinous acts. And I'm all for justice. So I'm like, if you did the crime, do the time. Like, if you did the crime, do the fucking time. Like, as much as I want to support, people you've been listening to since you were like a child, or like, for some people they look up to that person. Oh, what's up?
Because that's gonna be the main topic. So it seems like we're gonna keep circling back into that. So I'm gonna get into.
I mean, it was a big event.
Yeah, that's why. But we're gonna get into that. I want to talk about me now. This is about me now. I'm gonna talk about what I've been up to.
This should always be about you.
I mean, we on 92 episodes of me, so sometimes other people need to speak, man. So I want to go into some things that I've enjoyed this year. I'm trying to keep it short because I could go on forever. So I don't think I really watched any movies this year. So this year, I was doing a lot of, I don't want to say soul searching, but a lot of contemplating with life. I mean, not even this year, for the past 2 years, y'all know I've been doing my I don't want to say a battle, but my acceptance of my mortality and coming to terms with, how I should go about life and living it. I took several hiatus from this podcast in the past 2 years because of that. So turns out some things, there's a lot of things I didn't necessarily enjoy, like video games. I didn't play a lot of new games. I don't even think I've even played a lot of games that just came out this year, period. Movies, I mentioned last podcast, the only thing I probably seen was the Wicked movie. The Sonic movie came out. I might go see that. I don't know when.
Everyone's already talking about it. The Sonic movie. I still want to see Wicked. I just want to see what the hype is about. I want to see if I'm gonna cry because everyone's like, "Oh, that shit, dude, that's so moving." I want to see if I can have that reaction.
In the first movie, I don't think there's any cry-worthy moments in the first movie. But from what I heard about part 2, act 2, there might be. Especially the way they're telling the story now. Because it's eventually going to basically, it has to retell basically the events of the Wizard of Oz in some kind of way. So it would change a lot. And I think that would make more of a tear-worthy viewing. But the first movie, I don't know. I didn't see anything tear-worthy for me.
All of the people that I watch, who do recaps, either in a satirical fashion or like genuinely breaking down the movie and their thoughts on the movie, they all mentioned people crying. You know, you got the theater kids, they all shedding tears. They talking about Slay, you know, they in their feelings. Yeah. They're like, oh, they slayed. Oh, she slayed. Oh. But yeah, it just seems like a lot of tears going around. They were making, at least some of the satirical ones, they were making jabs at when Ariana and what's her name, Cynthia, the other lady, like they would do interviews and, you know, the interviewer asked them a question and they just start crying. And I was watching some of the clips and I was honestly like, why are you crying? Like I felt, I just wanted to say like that African meme. He's like, why are you crying? Like, why? He's like, why are you crying? Every fucking question. Like,
the interviewers were crying?
No, Ariana and Cynthia were crying. Like they would get asked a question and it's like they couldn't even answer the question because they just immediately start getting choked up. And they're just like, oh, and they just start fucking crying. I'm just like, why are you crying? Honestly, it was a bit confusing, but also funny. But sadly enough, like it kind of just, I don't know, it just kind of, I don't even want to say it. Like it just kind of made me feel
the ick.
not the ick, but it just made me feel like, you know, it's just a lot of acting going on. I don't want to take away that like they could possibly have felt, you know, real genuine feelings, but I'm like that many times, like they did a lot of interviews and the clips, like every single interview they are tearing up and I'm like, why are you crying? And it'd be like a simple question and it just even answer the question and just immediately start tearing up. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, but I also heard that, I don't know if it was Ariana or Cynthia, I think for one of them, like it was kind of a dream come true in a sense. Like they had always wanted to have a role in that movie. So perhaps it was just that feeling of finally achieving a long cherished dream, or like having like a wish come true that was like building up the emotions. But yeah, they seem to be very fond of each other as well. They would ask questions about them working together and then, you know, that's a tearful moment. It's just like, God. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah, I
I
mean, so
want to see it. I want to see if I'll have the same reactions as a lot of the people who have gone to see it already.
well, I
I
feel
want
like that's
to.
gonna be a slippery slope because it's like now you have that in your mind. Either you're gonna force yourself to not feel that way, or you're gonna kind of force yourself to feel that way now. It's like
I'm gonna force it. Like
it's not
I'm
because
just
now it's
gonna
in your
go
mind, so now you're
in.
like, oh, now I feel like very extra sensitive because now, oh, I see what they meant. This song is sad.
No, I don't really operate that way. If I feel emotion for something, it'll be real emotion. I'm not gonna like force myself not to. I'm not gonna. If I watch it, I'm not gonna force myself to be emotionless as I'm watching. Like, oh, I'm not gonna cry. Like, if it's a legit moving scene or like something that moves me to the point where I want to cry, then I don't see any issue with shedding some tears. But if I watch it and kind of your reaction, you were like, you didn't see anything really worth crying over. Like, if I had that same reaction, then I'm just gonna, I'm gonna be side eyeing people a little bit. Like, like it's not tear worthy. Then you get probably get a lot of hateful comments if you say something like that goes against the majority. Like, oh my god, you just didn't get the message. How did you not feel moved? Like, oh
The
my god.
message. The message.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't see. Well, I'm not gonna say unfortunately. I never been attracted to go watch the original Broadway play. I know it's very popular, but pun intended, because that's a song. I don't know if that's how the song, like the translations to the song from the scene are in the actual play, but for me in the movie, they didn't transition well for me. And I enjoy musicals that like that they done right. Like you can tell like, oh, the song's about to come on. Yeah, you could tell when the song's about to come on. You about to, I just get ready for the song. Like they just literally just be talking, and then randomly just start busting into a note. I'm like, what the? Are we in the song? Like, so it was weird. So that's why it was hard for me, like how I should be feeling about this moment, because it was just a random interruption from the scene. So that's, I guess, the reason why I couldn't get too hooked into like what's going on, because like one minute they just talking, the next thing are we in the song, and I'm like, I wasn't prepared for this. And compared to like other things, like you can feel when the song's about to come, like you can feel the emotions about to happen. And I'm like, okay, we about to get into something.
Sounds like a Disney movie. Like, isn't that every Disney movie with music in it? Like they're just talking, and all of a sudden music just starts playing.
But you can feel, but that's what I'm saying. You can feel the wind up to like, oh, the song's about to come on. Like for some of this one, like I literally forgot it was a musical, because like damn near like a good 30 minutes of the movie was no music. There was music in the beginning, but it wasn't no musical. Nobody was singing nothing. So it went like a good 30 minutes. I forgot this was a musical. So like they just started busting into the song, like, oh, I forgot this is a musical. So it was just random as hell.
To be honest, as someone who doesn't like musicals, that sounds like my type of musical. Like, you don't gasp, you know this about me. I do not like musicals. So like the less singing that I have to endure in a musical, the better for me. So if I can go, well, I trust me, I've heard about all the songs that everyone is like, it's stuck in my head, it's on my playlist, I kept replaying it, I can't get it out of my head, it's such a banger. Slay. Like,
the Slay playlist.
Apparently, like there's so many songs on there that are just so catchy and fantastic. But again, as someone who does not like musicals, I do not go out of my way to find and watch musicals. I do not choose musicals if there are other options. I would appreciate 30 minutes of no singing and actual dialogue and actual conversation. I hate watching musicals where every 3 to 5 minutes there's a song. I'm like, shut up. Like, please.
The song slaps. Oh my lord. That's why I love it in the Heights, bro. And the hype starts off with a song.
No.
Like as soon as the movie starts being a song, and that song
Oh
slaps.
Lord, no, I hate that.
You,
Like when it starts and it's already a
because that's how
song,
you
like,
want
get
them.
out
That's
of
how
here.
you
I
let them
already
know,
know
like, yo, we in the song, we in a musical. You know what you came here for.
No, I hate that.
I'm like, I thought I was gonna watch a
hate
regular
that. I
movie, and they
hate
started
that.
busting out singing. And I was like, what?
Yes.
What? I forgot.
Please. You open up the credits, you see somebody walk, you can't even get a word in. They just talk in the song. It just starts with a freaking song.
Especially
I'm like,
some
no.
of the people
What
who,
was
like
that
some of the
movie?
actors and actresses that's in the movie, I would never expect them to be in a musical role. Like, I mean, I wouldn't put them past them, but you know, I never seen. There's no history of them that I'm aware of that they would do that. So I was like, I wasn't expecting musical. I'm like, oh, this actor's in this movie, and then we sing, and I'm like, hold on.
I mean, I hope whoever listens to your podcast, and I don't know if you have a comment section, but you want to know something I hope people relate to? I hope they relate to me and my distaste for musicals.
Distaste
Is
for
anyone out
musicals.
there
I can
that
understand if
also
it's just not you, but a
distaste
distaste
musicals?
is nuts.
I do not like them.
Wow.
I do not like them, Sam I Am. I do not want to watch them.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Like, why
will
you
watch
watch it
Wicked
like
though
that?
because I'm interested. I like the Wizard of Oz. Well, I saw the what's the one with I forget the years. I'm not good with dates, but I saw the non-musical, the old version.
The
And, you
original?
know, it's a
I mean,
classic. So
well, there's only one song that I'm aware of.
I enjoyed the classic.
I
I
don't
want
know.
to see. Honestly, I kind of just want to compare the classic to the stage play, and I know that it's supposed to be like a prequel to the actual Wizard of Oz, but like I've never seen the stage play either, and so I'm curious about like what are these like pre-events to the movie. Like I'm curious about it. Like sucks that it's a musical, but I want to know the history. I guess I'm interested in the history.
That's why I just wanted to. Cause I was like, I'm not gonna watch the second movie. I was like, let me just find out what the hell happens.
So you didn't watch the second one? Whoa! You already determined. You like fuck that.
Yeah, I was
done.
not invested in that movie.
But you like musicals.
I like me. That's why I said, but it gotta be done right, bro. I didn't. There's no songs that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be bumping this. Like, that's it. Like, let me just see what the story is. Call it a day.
Wow.
But
I mean, even though the music didn't slap, let me ask you though. Even though the music didn't slap to you and it wasn't tear worthy in your opinion, story wise, like how did you feel about it?
It was intriguing. That's the reason why I wanted to find out what happens afterwards, because the movie takes place after the events of the original Wizard of Oz, but obviously it's a flashback. The whole movie is a flashback. I believe that's why I'm curious about the second one. I don't know if I want to watch it though, but I'm curious about the second one because it technically takes place in a flashback, but also during the events of the Wizard of Oz, and depending on how far they want to go, it actually takes place after the Wizard of Oz as well. So there's a lot that's happening in the next one. That's why I'm like, like they gotta do better with the musical, man. Like it was just random.
So I've heard. I have another question in regards to it though. So I've heard mixed opinions. Some people, I mean, the majority of people, I would say, you know, they were like, oh, the roles were cast perfectly. But then there's like other people who don't feel like the roles were cast perfectly. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the original. You said you haven't seen the stage play, but a lot of the critics of casting, they were comparing the original stage play actors and actresses to who was cast for the movie, and so that's where they were getting a lot of their critiques. They were like, they just don't live up to this, or like this role doesn't fit this
that's
person.
a slippery slope too.
Yeah,
because In the Heights does that, because I seen the original In the Heights play back in 2007. So the movie comes out, and obviously a lot of the people who were in that play either gotten older, can't probably doing other things, so they can't play the character they supposed to be playing. So I had to watch this movie like, oh, now I gotta hear all these songs sung differently, and not only that, some of the songs are missing from the original play. That kind of broke my heart too, because those songs that's missing the slap. So it's a slippery slope. I still enjoy it because I appreciate the original story, and I appreciate how they retold the story. Like, it's a good story regardless, but I still go back to listen to the original when I listen to the play.
So then what you're saying, if I'm picking up what you dropping, you saying that you don't agree with the casting for
I agree with the casting based off of that. I have no idea about the play. I think everybody was done well in terms of the casting. The only thing, and I don't know if it's a nitpick, because I don't know about the casting. Ariana Grande seems like she just plays herself and like everything, like the clueless, ditzy, popular girl, and like everything she plays. So I don't know if that's how she is in the play, but it felt like Ariana's just playing like her typecast.
Yeah, I'm about to say she's definitely typecasted, but I'm curious to see if I'll have that same opinion after I watch the movie, because as you said, she tends to take on roles where, she plays a kind of ditzy, like, dainty damsel.
Soft-spoken and all of that.
Aloof.
It's all about me.
And so I'm curious if I'm gonna have a similar opinion after I watch it, because knowing the roles that she's had in the past, like, I'll either be like, that was perfect for her based on how that character is supposed to be, and seeing as how she's always typecast in that way, I was like, that was actually, it was a good match.
Yeah, because that's
how she acts anyway.
We're just going off of, we know how she is, and the character is in The Wizard of Oz. Like, she's more elegant and proper. It's like she doesn't give off that ditzy, vibe. So it's like she kind of gave it off still, because the movie starts off in like the events after The Wizard of Oz. So she's still playing like herself. And she still kind of gave off that vibe still, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it feels like they just kind of like, we're just gonna make her act like this forever. But
yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to watching it, so I can I wish I had seen it. Like, I wasn't expecting to like go do like a deep dive like we kind of doing about it. It was like I would have more informed opinion if I had seen it, but I'll get to it. I'll get around to it. I'm gonna watch it.
But speaking of music and songs, I want to go down a list of top 5 albums I enjoyed this year. There's plenty that I heard this year, but I'm just gonna go with 5. Number 5, I'm gonna go with Achirashi Gakko, A.G. Colin. Good album. My Japanese J-pop girls. It's a dope album. Man.
Yep.
Can't lie. They make good music, bro. I don't know how you can't get into it. Number 4, I feel bad putting them this low, but the album recently just came out last month. Ab-Soul with Soul Burger. Yes, if you into the lyrical, a lot of this is lyrical after this. It's a dope album. Again, I wasn't expecting it because usually when he drops albums, he kind of just disappears from the face of the earth. But he literally just dropped like 2 years after he just recently dropped the last album. So I was kind of shocked that he was dropping so soon because I'm still listening to the last album. It was a good album. Good album. Number 3, I got Novelist with Cyberpunk Rhapsody. I got the vinyl for it. Like after I finished hearing it the first time, that album is definitely probably his best work. It's him and his friend Hero, who's a producer. So it was a kind of a duo thing, and I like that. I want to attempt that. Spoiler alert, I do want to attempt that when I do music. I want to work with just one producer because I usually just be picking beats randomly. But yeah. This one was a battle for me. This one was number 1 for a minute, but I'm gonna put it down to 2, and that's Lupe Fiasco Samurai. Max, did you hearing this? My bad, bro. Not only making music, this album is damn near flawless. It's nice and short. I think it's only like 9 songs long. Gets to the point. It has everything you need from, especially if you're a Lupe fan. Like it's a phenomenal album. But number 1 I gave to Blue and Exile. Love the Ominous World. This album, I mean, Blue. I usually like to categorize like rappers who like through my phases. That know me through my high school phase was Charles Hamilton. Towards the end of my college years was Blue. Helping that his music kind of helped me prepare for maturity and adulthood. So nice to hear his growth in his music and his albums. And side tangent. I know everybody like Kendrick and Ab-Soul. I view Ab-Soul. I mean, even Kendrick himself views Ab-Soul as a better rapper than himself. Blue, they are all from the West Coast. I don't think they can't fuck with Blue. I'm just gonna put that out there. And it's sad because being that they're all from the West Coast, they never collabed together. I would love to hear that. But Blue is just, he's something different on that mic, man. But that's that. Any albums or maybe a song from this year you stood out to you?
I want to say, first off, I don't know who Blue is.
Oh my Lord. A lot of people won't.
Second, I don't listen to albums. Well, at least not anymore. I did. I think the last time I listened to an actual album, I think the last time I listened to an album was maybe 2 years ago. I saw the animated Beauty and the Beast movie, and it had like a really nice. Don't laugh. It's a. You know what? It's a nice movie. Okay. It was a nice.
Was it a movie or was it a musical movie? Because that's the reason I'm laughing. I feel like Beauty and the Beast gives off musical vibes.
I mean, there was definitely singing, there were songs, but since it was like an anime and it was like based on Beauty and the Beast, which is already, it has music in it, like I expected there to be music. So I wouldn't say that it's a musical, but there's some solid songs on there. And so I did listen to the album, and they also because they did a dubbed version, so there's like an American English version, and then there's the original Japanese version. And I was really curious because some of the songs have really interesting compositions on how they're like made, and I was very curious, like how well did they match up the compositions for the dub, or did they just like completely bulldoze over the original and like made something totally different? And I was really surprised to hear that both versions were very similar in composition, just obviously the language is different. But I thought it was very interesting. So I listened. That was like the last album I actually listened to. Took the time to listen to. But as far as a song that particularly stuck out to me this year, that's really difficult to answer because the music I listen to these days is varied. I don't listen to any one individual artist. Like, and this year I went through phases. So like there would be one phase where I was really into, for example, I was like really into like African music.
Straight up African music, like
and-
drums, like, or like Afrobeat or something like that.
Like Afrobeat.
I'm like, oh, you're getting into
Afrobeat
your
music.
roots, okay?
Yeah.
Listening to the drums of liberation.
Nah, I wasn't being Lion King over here. It wasn't the traditional. But like I had a phase where I was listening to Afrobeats, and then I had a phase where I was listening to like DJ remix kind of like house music.
House musics. That was kind of like my thing this year too. I did house music and like
But
jungle music were kind of like my thing this year. That's inspired some of the songs I made.
yeah, but I mean overall, yeah. So it's difficult to say a particular song because I went through phases, and each phase had like its own like kind of song that I was like, oh, that's my jam right there. Like, you know, I just listened to it over and over and over again on like repeat for days. And then of course I had like my old and true songs that, you know, I listen to depending on the mood. So it's really difficult. Like if one thing I know, I love music. I like all types of music, and so it's hard to pick favorites. Like it's really hard to pick favorites.
You was listening to Say Drake. I hate like him, y'all. No, so I'm assuming that means you didn't listen to Kendrick's new album then.
I wanted to hear some of his newer songs. Like I haven't heard any of his. You were the one that was sending me. You were the one that was sending me the links. I don't go out of my way to go find the links.
But I'm like, if I just throw out the song, like I think the album is, you should at least listen to it once. There are some songs that I enjoy more than others, but I feel like it kind of takes out the overall vibe of listening to the album.
But I mean, everybody was on the they not like us train. Like, to be fair, like, I mean, the song slaps. Like, he absolutely put the nail in the coffin. He released that song.
He did a lot of things.
To be fair, like, has Drake even made music since then? Because I haven't heard anything from him since that diss track. I know he's like suing. I know he's trying to sue them over the song now, but
I think
I haven't heard any actual music from him.
Dropped that, like he just dropped the whole like a big large file of like unreleased stuff, and I think a lot of it didn't really hit. But there is speculation that he actually is working on something new, so we'll see.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not necessarily a Drake stan, but he does make hit songs and like good music. But like after that whole rap beef, like my opinion on him just like really changed. Because a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, like the relations between the different people, like, you know, I don't keep up with celebrities and like rappers and stuff like that. I don't care about their like private lives, you know. So a lot of that stuff I wasn't even aware of. Like, I didn't even know him and Kendrick Lamar had beef until they started having beef. Until they started making diss tracks. I was like, what? I was like, where did this come from? I was just
it's really funny.
So, but
there's like this theory, not even a theory, but there's just a funny like subconscious thing that if you just go back to listen to like any Kendrick music since like that Control verse, and it just sounds like every song Kendrick has made just been dissing Drake.
Yeah, but I didn't even know. I wasn't even aware that there was beef to be had until all this stuff blew up. And then I was, everyone's talking about it because, it's the hottest trend right now. And so that's when I learned all the lore behind the beef. And then I learned about all these other rappers. The lore behind the beef. And so it made it more intriguing because now I understood the lore of the beef. So like listening to the songs were like even more intriguing and interesting and fun because I could relate the lyrics to like the beef that was going on. So it made it. What's the word? It's late. It's late, y'all. So like I'm trying to have words. I have words, but it's late over here. And my brain shuts down after a certain hour, so forgive me. But it made the lyrics to the songs hit even more, knowing the lore behind it. But yeah, I think overall it kind of shifted my opinion of Drake. Like I still think he's able and capable to make like hit music, and like Kendrick said, just keep me with my head bopping, like just keep making songs I want to dance to. But like, stay in your lane. Don't overstep. And after this whole rap battle beef, like I don't know if I can take him seriously anymore. Like I never took him seriously to begin with, but like especially now, like I just feel like any song that I hear from him moving forward, like I'm just like in my image, it's just a clown. It is clown music. I'm just like hush, man. Like
circus music.
Yes.
Let me get on a quick last music tangent, then move on to the next thing. I do want to shout out to a lot of vets in the music industry this year too. A lot of veterans to hip hop dropped an album. We had Eminem dropped his album. Snoop Dogg just recently dropped an album. I believe Ice Cube just dropped an album. Common just dropped an album. LL Cool J just dropped an album.
Oh my God, is my Cool J still rapping?
Bro, and it's a great album too. It's a great album.
Wow.
And they a lot of them were great. I haven't heard the Snoop Dogg album yet, but the other ones I have heard them and they are all good. Just showing like, this age thing, that's not holding them back. You still got it. I like that. But
I mean, do this.
LL Cool J been there from the beginning. But
oh my God, I did not know that man was dropped out. He just went into his happy retirement.
Nah, there's lore to this. Let me get into your favorite section now, man. The anime and manga section.
My favorite section.
So I'm just gonna name off 5 anime or manga that I have finished reading. That don't mean they came out this year or whatever. It's just that I just completed. I'm dumb. As I mentioned last episode, I've caught up to Jobless Reincarnation. I already gave my thoughts and views about that. I'm not gonna harp on it. Everything else here is manga, because I don't really watch anime too much. I finished. Well, it finished, and I guess the translation finally caught up. It's a manga called Liar Sasuke Can See Death. The manga.
Did you just butcher that so hard? What?
I did not.
What is it called?
Liar Sasuke Can See Death.
Liar Sasuke Can See Death?
Yeah. I mean, you want me to say the Japanese name and butcher it?
I barely understood the English one. I was like, what is he saying?
Bro, don't worry about it, bro. The manga is about basically this girl who can, they call it basically premonition. Like she can see, basically she will see a dead body, and she can kind of figure out how they die. So she basically and it basically like she sees that body, that means that person is gonna die like the next day or something. So now she has like a day head start. So her thing is that she just been running up to people like, yo, you're gonna die tomorrow, so like put this on so you don't die. And just freaking out her classmates. So that's how she got the term she's alive, because obviously no one don't die, but it's because she's literally saving everyone from dying. So she's being harassed for being called a bully, and scaring people about saying they're gonna die, but in truth she's actually saving them from dying. And it just goes into a deeper plot.
Has she ever thought about just, letting somebody just die so people will start taking her
the reason
seriously?
why she does that is because the first time it happened was when she was, and this is spoiler because you learned this late, when she was young, she saw her mother just laying down, and she thought it was actually her mother just laying down, and she thought she was sleeping or whatever. So she's like, "Oh, my mom just sitting there, I'm sleeping." Only then the dad comes in and like, "Yo, your mother just been sitting here dead. You ain't do nothing about it." It's like, "Oh, she's actually dead. I thought she was just laying there." So she she felt responsible for. She could have saved her mother because she seen her mother was gonna die, but she didn't do nothing about it. So now.
Wait, where was the dad when this was like? Was he at work or something?
Yeah, he was at work.
Oh, okay. Because you said he just comes in. I'm like, okay, well, why?
Yeah, he just comes in. He's like,
he just gonna come in there. Like, why you just got the mother laying here?
Like, why you just standing there watching your mother die? Like, what's wrong with you? But yeah, so that's been her thing. So she's like, from this day forward, I'm just gonna do what I can, and the whole point of the manga is that, and she getting her morality tested, and maybe she should just let them die. So it's all of that. This one actually.
Sometimes you just gotta lead. Sometimes you just gotta teach by example, though. Like, I know she might feel bad, but like if she's getting harassed and bullied herself for trying to save people, like you might just have to let somebody die. They might just need to be a sacrifice.
Hey,
and so you be like, look, I tried to tell y'all.
Know. You in that position, you let me know. But if you want to find out what she does, you can go ahead and read the manga. This one I just finished reading last night, funny enough. It's actually a manhwa. It's called I Have Twin Girlfriends. And as the title suggests, yes, this guy finds out, funny enough, he finds out that the girlfriend he been dating is actually a twin. They've been posing as the same person. So they would like take days swapping out.
That's nasty.
Yeah, until
sloppy seconds.
Yeah, until they find.
It's
until
all
he finds
in the
out
family.
that hold on, you are twins. So that's a whole plot line, and it gets deeper, and it gets more sloppy after that. It's not an adult thing, so you don't have to read it thinking nastiness is gonna happen, but. Yeah,
it's not no itchy.
I mean, it's light edgy, like. The girls are just drawn to look busty, and that's it.
So they got that older treatment.
Basically, but this is
So you be drawing like fucking underage teens with like big ass breath. I'm like, older, bro.
older just loves boobs, bro.
Like the girl just like 13 or something. She look like a grown ass woman, like Yoda.
Hey, we ain't gonna be disrespecting the God, all right? Watch your mouth.
Bro, like I'm just saying, if he knew actual, I mean, he must know he has a daughter. Like women don't develop like that fast. So that hormone chicken.
Next manga, I prefer the technical Japanese name. It's called Asper Kanojo, but it's translated to My Atypical Girlfriend. It's supposed to say something different, but because of medical terms changing, it changed. I talked about this on the Splits and Sake podcast, so I'm not gonna go too deep, but it is a dark romance. theme that touches on mental health and touches on having type of mental disorders and learning how to basically handle that and function in society and all of that good stuff. I'm not doing a good job saying it, but it's definitely a good read. And
I was like, what? It's mental health.
It's mental
all that
health.
good stuff.
Like I said, I go a
good.
little more deeper into Splits and Sake podcast whenever we post that.
All right, plug it.
Blood on the Tracks.
Go check out Splits and Sake podcast.
Yeah. Blood on the Tracks. This is the manga I've been physically collecting. I finally, well, I'm not gonna say finally, because I have to wait for them to finally release it. I talked about this a couple times, but Blood on Tracks follows a story about a boy who basically has a mental breakdown due to a situation caused by his mother, and his mother is just basically very mentally and emotionally manipulative over him, causing him to act different ways towards people and whatever, because he don't want to lose the love of his mother. But yeah, it's a lot deeper and darker than that. Any anime and mangas you've been enjoying this year?
I don't even know. I know you laughing because I don't even know why you asked. Like, I'm not reading.
Your ass is in the land of the motherland, and you ain't indulging. It's nuts.
I mean, because I'm in the motherland, I can't just live it.
Your life is a slice of life rom-com.
Exactly. Like, I am a slice of life. I don't need to read it. I live it. Yeah, I mean, you heard my story today. Like, hell, I might be getting in fights over here. Like, gonna be looking like a real Yankee. Like, those guys.
Last but not least, things aside from dealing with my mental thing, things that just few things. I'm not gonna talk about everything. A few things that happened this year. We launched the Splits and Sake podcast this year, and we did the entire first season this year. That was a good
round of applause.
So we're gonna hopefully they renew our contract for season 2. No, I'm sorry. But yeah, we're gonna hopefully come back the second season, do it bigger, do it better, and all that good stuff. I've been
more sake, more sploops.
Of course. I'm sure me and you have been talking about this. I even made an episode about this one, about the concept of finding your third place. I felt like I kind of found that. So, been enjoying that. So I can like have a place that, that's a comfort place, but it's not home. So, give myself a break from just being locked up in my home, because I dealt with that enough when I was living with my father and locking myself in my room and avoiding society. So I want to be out there more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you seen it all. You seen it all.
I remember.
You was there for it.
I was like, I'd be like, why are you doing that? It's like, I don't want to talk to those people. I don't want to see those people. I'm like, it's 2 seconds.
That's a long 2 seconds. Anyways, along with the Splits and Sake stuff, of course, I've been hanging out with the boys usually after we finish recording, and also other things. We did the weeb meet and mingle thing. We did the Anime NYC convention. We hosted for Max's birthday. We hosted the gaming event. We did some things. We hanged out, just bonding with the boys and all that. And of course, my favorite thing that happened this year. Can you guess what it is?
You see me?
Huh?
Coming to see me?
Of course, the sequel to the Japan trip.
Really? I was just taking a guess. I was just speaking out my ass.
Shut up. But yeah, because y'all already know how I feel about Japan. That's my home away from home. Love that place.
still can't believe you came here. Like, see, that's how fast this year
No,
went
that's
by.
how
Like, I don't
long
even
this
feel
year.
like
That's
you
how
came
because
here.
it was so long ago that it was like, oh, that happened. We still in this year.
I was like, you came here this year?
Yeah, like, oh, we still in this year that happened. Like, yes, that was so long ago. Yes, but it was this year. But I guess it's all how you see it. Glass half full, glass half empty, whatever. It's
I
perspective.
suppose it's crazy. Because you said that, I was like, you sure did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That
that
happened. The whole funny enough, for those who know, for the most part, the whole Kendrick. Well, for the most part, Kendrick's entire
that happened while you was here.
That happened, but it was more so. It was more so that happened. I want to say Drake responded before I went to Japan. Well, not responded, but he made the first song. Well, after the like that part song, he made the first official diss track song before I went to Japan. By the time I even got back home, not like that's already happened. The beef was over.
Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy. Like, it literally did end. Like, you weren't even back home yet. Like, he dropped that song, and everybody was like, "It's done."
I was like, "That's nuts." And then when I got back,
he made that pitiful ass fucking song. That shit was so lame.
Not funny enough because
I was like cringing just listening to
the day
it. I was like, bro, this like really. Then at the end, he was doing all that fucking ad-libbing and talking. I was like, bro, this sounds so bad. Like, just stop. Hey, I was like, stop.
Y'all got me tired out, you know. But you know, it's good, man. Give your fans some music, you know. Get out of here.
I was like, please stop.
Defeated in that booth.
It's okay.
Man had a cigarette in his mouth. I
was like, it's okay. Sometimes we lose and sometimes we win.
That wasn't a lose. That was a whooping. That man got spanked.
That was funny. Yeah, that did happen while you was here. Like, that's how I learned about the Lord, though. Like, I wouldn't have even known, because I don't know if you would have sent me the link.
We was right there when it happened. I was like, yo, Kendrick finally responded. We listened to Euphoria right there together.
Exactly. And I was like, and I remember I was just so lost, because like I said, I don't keep up with the gossip. And I was like, what do you mean he dropped a diss? I was like, who? I was like, what? I was so confused. We had to go through the whole
had to pull out the whiteboard. All right, listen. So this is what happened back in 2012.
Yeah. So I mean, pretty much, I was like, when I say I was unaware, I had no idea. I was like, what? They doing what? There's a what? It's like, there's beef. And then who was it? J. Cole was involved too. I was like, what? And exactly. And then like the whole fucking crew up in there. And it was like Rick Ross and who else was involved?
BBL Drizzy.
Exactly. Oh, BBL Drizzy. Man, that's Hey, that was good. That was a good song. People were like rapping to it. I mean, look, Drake got cooked. I'm sorry. He got cooked.
Man,
I mean, he tried, but
yeah, that's the sad part is that the song he came out with after Euphoria and all that was a good song, but it's the fact that Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams literally like 6 minutes afterwards. Like, he didn't even give that man a chance to breathe. So whatever impact that song had immediately died. So Kendrick didn't even give that man a chance.
He tried to warn the man, okay? He said, you don't want to go there. You don't want no problems. And Drake was like, I'm like y'all. I'm going to make problems. But he ain't like us.
Bruh.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh, it was so, you know what, but that beef, like I heard that was also like part of the debate when it was still going on before, you know, everything ended. But a lot of the rap bloggers and commentators, they were like, do you think that the beef between Kendrick and Drake sparked like a new age or like a new interest in like hip hop and rap because I mean to be fair that beef brought so many good songs and everybody was rapping and the people were coming together like
The people were coming. The world was united.
the people were coming together. People were coming
Life
together
was
from that
simple.
beef. I'm not even gonna lie. I was literally watching. I mean, GT Live Game Theory.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of your listeners probably also listen to that. I'm not sure, but anyway, I was watching. I was rewatching, not rewatching. I was watching the live stream that they had, and at one point, they were going through their Spotify raps or something like that, which I guess is like Spotify's like this is what you were listening to this year, and both of them had Kendrick Lamar "They Not Like Us" on like their top 3
Nuts.
like most listened to songs of the year. I was like, bro, this man has truly got everyone's attention. Like that song.
And the sad part is that low key it might not be over because he still got to perform the Super Bowl. And if he performs that, oh my God.
I think that's part of the reason that Drake is trying to sue. Like I think he's trying to prevent him from being able to use that song.
I hear you like I'm young.
I don't think he would be putting it on that hard. Not at the Super Bowl. Like when you got millions of people, like he already had millions of people singing that song. Like people making videos on the street just singing the damn song. Got people in the club singing the damn song. But I mean,
bands.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, the Super Bowl, that is like,
that's gone.
You want to talk about being dissed? Like that's an event. And everybody, like, if he performed that song and everybody just up in their seat, like, they not like it, like, see, like, oh, the embarrassment, the secondhand embarrassment, and then knowing the song is about you. He even uses your name.
That's what it makes it like. That's what makes it even because it's like,
ooh. It's so messy.
No subliminal diss. Like maybe like you can ignore it. Like no, it could be about me, but he didn't say me. But nah, it's you. Pain for young Aubrey.
I hope he performs it though. Like I really do. I would watch the Super Bowl just to watch him perform that song. And just to see everybody, like, because you know, they already know the lyrics. I know the lyrics.
Of course.
That song come on and like you just do. Like I'm just like, oh. Like come on, that would be such an epic moment. Like he has to perform that song.
Mustard.
Like he has to, and especially the A minor. Like, dude, can you imagine a stadium? Or like millions is A minor. Like no. Oh my God. Oh man. He has to perform that song. But yeah, I heard that like allegedly Drake is like trying to sue about that song.
There's a lot of legal things going on.
It's a lot of legal things going on.
Because, not only did we have some good hip-hop moments, we have some terrible hip-hop moments, starting with the Sir Diddler.
The Diddler. I know that dick name. The Diddler. It's like a McDonald's character.
A McDonald's character.
So Diddlers. Diddler pack.
The Diddler. The Diddler pack.
You got like a hamburger list. Like you got the diddler.
Let me get the diddler meal.
With a side of baby oil. That's your toy.
Oh,
baby oil. Baby oil in the meal. Just like the toy. It's gonna have come with a little bag. It's gonna say like brother love.
All right.
Brother love on the bag.
We're trying to be serious here.
Oh, you being serious?
we being serious now because these are some serious allegations here, man. Like,
So which ones?
all of them. I mean,
Yeah. Um,
I don't even know where to begin. It's just, it's not even about Dilla specifically. It's just my thing about all of this is just, it's just a big why. Like, why are we why are we doing this? Like, like, you know, like, I understand. I mean, the answer is kind of obvious. It's just a power trip. But it's like, you think you get to a certain status of fame. I mean, there's a lot of women who will willingly just throw themselves to you because of who you are. But like, why we gotta forcefully do it? Like,
it's the trigger for a lot of those types of men. Like, they don't want it thrown at them. They like taking it. They like,
and that's his slogan, bro. Take that. Like, that's nuts, man.
they like taking it. They like that dominance, that total dominance over someone because they have all of that power. It's like, yeah, you could throw yourself at me, but that's too easy. Like, I want to
just,
completely dominate you.
Like, you know, it's just a simple, like, damn, like, who raised you? Like that, like, to get to that point in life where it's
watching
like,
it.
Like, you just feel like that's cool. Like,
Was it R. Kelly?
Ooh, R. Kelly?
Oh no, I'm trying to remember because, like, I remember one of them, either R. Kelly or Diddy. I remember watching, I think both of them. I saw a documentary about R. Kelly, and then I saw a documentary about Diddy. But it was a long time ago. It was like way before all these allegations came out. But I think he also had. Did he? I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it because I want my facts to be correct from the documentary that I saw. But it was like so long ago. But if I recall, allegedly he may have had some issues in his life at like a young age, which could contribute.
I mean,
to,
that's. I mean,
his actions.
Yeah, that's the vicious cycle of it all. Because I believe, R. Kelly. I'm not sure. I don't do history research on certain people, but I believe he was abused when he was young. It is alleged that Diddy was abused when he was getting into the music industry, and instead of, like, you know, dealing with it and overcoming it, they just say, "Yay, I guess this is normal, so we're just gonna continue the cycle and do it to other people."
It's really nasty, and it's like another one of those situations, like from, you know, the very beginning of the podcast when you were talking about people being private, whether it's a good thing or not. Like, it's one of those situations where it's like you need to speak about it.
Yeah,
you need to talk.
And that's I don't, and not to be disrespectful, whatever, but what are your thoughts on, like, 20 years later they finally saying something type thing? Like,
that is a controversial slope for me to go down because I have unpopular opinions on, like, similar topics and things. Like I said before, though, like, I think I always stand by the sooner the better. Like, if you have some type of traumatic event, because I mean, it's gonna scar you emotionally. It might even scar you physically, depending on the event. Mentally, like, there's so much damage, and for you to just hold on to that for like so long without speaking on it or getting justice or help or something, like, it's a little oh, I don't even want to say it's a little it's a little mental to me. Because like even myself, I've had a traumatic event. And you know about it because I told you about it. You were there with me when I was going through it.
That's the part where I must be doing what
but
you were doing.
what?
Yeah, I know. Stop. But yeah.
Yeah, but in any case, I'm just using that to say. I mean, when you were there with me, though, what did I do? I didn't hold on to it. I was speaking on it. I was actively seeking help during that period to deal with it. And, one of the reasons I even went home is because I knew I needed more help than what I was finding in my present situation in order to deal with it. So I stand by what I said, in that if something happens, you need to speak on it, especially something of that nature. Like whether unpopular opinion or not, I don't think that these people should have waited as long as they have. I don't think anyone should wait to speak on something, especially physical violation to their person. And I know in the particular situation with him, apparently, he was blackmailing a lot of these people. He was threatening a lot of these people. And, things like that, they are a very quick and easy way to silence people from speaking up. But also, I believe that there's power in numbers, and it has been proven many times over in history. I mean, look at everything now. Like, one person spoke up, now everybody's speaking up. Now the man's in jail. Like, why couldn't this happen like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 10 years ago? Like, why now? Like, it's like you could have,
talked
about this way before. Or brought this to light way
Diddy
before.
Is like, it's not like he been clean all this time and now it's like, oh, like what Diddy? No, it's like we've been hearing stuff about this man for so long. He been involved with things for so long that's not been positive, and it's like that's the thing about his case is like I don't like that he's been getting away with it for so long. But I don't
think anyone likes that he's been getting away with it for so long, except the people who were benefiting from him getting away with it for so long.
And that's the thing too. I don't like highlighting that. Oh, it's the hip hop community, it's these guys. Like, no, he has to learn it from someone. There's people who there's a hierarchy to this. So those are the people we also need to come after as well, because like. Granted, they need to go. It sucks because it puts a mark on our community as much as they're already trying to make us look bad as it is. But now like, oh, see, these are your idols. This is what they be doing. They're like, nah, they learning it from somewhere. So we gotta get to the root of this problem. But
yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about this situation, or like any situation where there's like a prominent black iconic person, and it's like the Bill Cosby, the R. Kelly, Diddy. It's like why you guys? Like you guys are like some of the pillars of certain areas within the black community. Like R. Kelly was like, the quintessential like love maker, like, this baby making music.
I mean, we're pretty much the king of R&B.
Yeah. And then, you got Bill Cosby, who, the iconic Cosby Show, like generations of black people grew up
he was a part of.
on that. And then, you got Diddy, like it's Bad Boy, like, he put so many artists on the map. He has so many incredible artists.
But that's the thing about Diddy. Diddy been shady for a long. Like, you look at all of his artists, bro. None of them come out clean. None of them have a happy ending. Like, Diddy been doing some shady stuff. That's why I'm not surprised about Diddy, but it still sucked that's like, because it's been happening, because we let him get away with it so long, he became who he became. Like, a lot of people grew up seeing Diddy as this icon. Like, so now it's kind of shocking for like younger people who's like, oh, like what Diddy's doing this, but like for us who've been aware of his track record, it's not surprising. But now we getting Jay-Z involved in this. Like Jay-Z is like kind of like, oh, there's been rumors about Jay-Z, but we never really seen him do anything. So now it feels like, oh, now they really just trying to come after all of our black icons and whatnot.
Well, people were asking, like, who's next? And a lot of people were saying Jay-Z. And me, as always, I'm out the loop because I don't follow these people's personal lives. I really don't care about their personal lives. Like, obviously, this whole Diddy thing, like, that's something to care about because, this man been abusing people for years, but terrorizing, all the things. But yeah, everyone's saying like Jay-Z, and like now he has his lawsuit on him that he's trying to fight, but I don't know, to be honest. From what I've heard, I'm not sure if he's going about it the right way because it's not looking good from his angle, at least to me, because it's like the lawsuit came down on him and he kind of emotionally responded, or at least his response felt like it came from a place of emotion. And I'm just kind of like, if you are innocent, would you have that much emotion? Would you have that much smoke for like these alleged liars who trying to like come for you?
Too, because then it's like, oh, he don't say nothing. It's like, oh, like would you be silent about? Would you cry if you didn't do it?
Yeah, but that's the thing, because everyone was like, oh, Jay-Z, Beyonce. And I'm like, but they've been silent the whole time. They haven't said anything.
Until their name was like direct, like legally direct. Like a lot of it was just speculation. Like, oh yeah, they've been part of it. But now his name is legally on something. Now it's like, oh, okay, let me say something.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain point though, like I feel like if this does keep happening like over and over again, especially to like prominent figures within the black industry of like media and stuff, then I may have to raise a side eye, because I'm like, hold up now, like all these people can't be like this. Like, is there any? Because I mean, you basically just saying the whole industry is just full of shit people doing shit things, and like no one's innocent.
I mean,
which could may well be true.
I'm in the belief of that.
Industry.
I definitely. I just don't like that. What it is, I don't like. I just don't like that it's our people who getting singled out first.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Compared to like we get the few people like Harvey Weinstein or whatever, but some of them either get away or some of them do get caught. But now it's like, oh, now we just going straight after these.
I know what's bothering me. It's like, why is it only black artists that's getting targeted though? I'm like, I know some of these, like I know the music industry is like, you gotta do some things to get where you want to go sometimes. So like, ain't nobody hands completely clean, I'm sure. Unless they independent and they built from the bottom. But I know there are some other ethnicity people, artists, who also have some dirty hands. But I'm like, why is it only the black ones
the hip-hop, like,
that are getting targeted right now?
The industry, not even the hip-hop industry is just, it's a weird one, because it's the one that can be easily appropriated, the one that can be easily influenced and easily targeted. It's just like, you don't see none of that going on with country. You don't see none of that going on with rock music.
Yeah, everybody hop on the bandwagon, but they quick to like take down the OGs. But everybody want to appropriate it. Everybody want to claim it, use it for their own benefit.
Typical.
Yeah, just like everything else that we make.
I mean, all right, let's.
But I don't want to start no like race.
Try to dial back to the happiness.
Race stuff, but
before we end this.
Yeah.
So
It's, it's just something to observe, though. Just keep your eyes open, observe, watch what is happening, not just who, but what's happening, and then
who benefits
also
from these things as well
is being targeted. Exactly, and who's benefiting. To be fair, I always thought like the whole diddler thing, like even the timing and all of that, I was like, it sure is convenient to, have this huge distraction from like the stuff that we should be focusing on as a country. Not trying to downplay what he did. I still think, heinous monster, it is not cool or acceptable at all. But I just felt like the timing of it was sure convenient given the atmosphere of the country at that time and the issues that were going on in the White House and politics in particular. Laws and stuff were being made, but nobody was really paying attention to that because everybody was all about Diddy.
Oh yeah, a lot of distractions have a good and bad. I mean, we had Diddy.
Many distractions.
We had Kendrick and Drake. As much as we enjoyed it, it was still a distraction.
Oh, that was definitely a distraction. Yeah, it was like, as a matter of fact, like, what was going on? I remember there was like something really big going on at that time too, when they were having their beef, and it's like, yes, this is entertaining, but I'm like, are y'all not paying attention to what they trying to do in the White House right now? It was it's
they already did
it. they did do it. You were right about that, and they got away with it too. It's just funny how it's always us. We always getting used, like, and well, not always, because I think last year people were all about, I think it was like gun wars or something going on. People talking about gun laws, or like LGBT community was like the big distraction. I remember one year, like, there was a huge trend about like gay marriage and who should be married to who, and there was also something very, very important going on behind the scenes within politics. It's just very interesting how we always have these huge trending topics that tend to happen when there are very important things that we need to focus on as a nation, as a people, that will affect everybody in the long term. But it's like there's always something that happens, and especially that causes dissension and separation. And it's like, it's you have to observe these things.
Like, that's so sad. They don't want us to combine.
Nah, man. Nah. It's but those of us who can observe, who listen, who watch, we see what's going on.
Open their chakras.
we see what's going on. But yeah, for those who ain't really looking, like, open your eyes. Open your eyes.
Y'all want to hear the truth, man? Go listen to my album, bro.
Oh, God. Yeah, open your eyes.
So back to before we wrap this up, let's get back into happy, positive stuff.
It's Christmas.
Yeah, when this episode drops, it will be Christmas. You have any? I don't know what I want to say. You have any? Are you gifting yourself something? I guess because we at that age where we're not really begging mommy and daddy for gifts. Are you gifting yourself something?
Clothes. You know what I bought. I bought some clothes. I kind of splurged a bit.
Shopping. As you should.
It's nice to treat yourself, but at the same time, to be fair, I managed to hold back on a few items because my total cost was more than what I told you at first. But I actually put some stuff back, and it was still kind of expensive. But my main focus, I was like, you know what? If I'm going to spend this type of money on myself, like, I got a few things that I wanted, And then I got a few things that I actually needed. So that made me feel better about my splurge, because at least if I'm getting something that I need, I know that it'll be put to use like immediately. The stuff that I want, like a lot of the clothes is kind of more like spring, summer-ish type of wear, which I don't have a lot of spring and summer clothes because I don't like those seasons so much. But yeah, I got some clothes for myself, and I forgot myself a special gift for my birthday. But yeah, my friend wants to do a gift exchange this year, so we're going to be. So we're going to be exchanging gifts. However, we did put a limit, so it has to be
$5.
I mean, you close. I would say we said nothing. We said like nothing over like $10, basically. Yeah, so we got like a $10 limit. She wanted to do gift exchange this year, so we were like nothing over $10. I still need to find her a gift. Actually, I don't know what to get her. Do you have any recommendations or ideas?
Nope. I don't have friends. I don't think about stuff like that and stuff.
You didn't just say you don't have friends. Like, why? I said here on this, man. Change that answer. But yeah, I mean, other than gifts though, I do have plans this year for Christmas.
Look at you mingling.
Yeah. Gonna be having, gotta have some fun, gotta get into the spirit. I don't want to just be sitting at home.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that. If anyone is just gonna sit at home and chill, like, nothing wrong with that. Absolutely fine. But for me, I want to like do something. So I got plans to get out and do a few things this year for Christmas.
Look at you.
But what about you?
What about me? Actually, after we're done recording this podcast, I'm gonna go see if I can find some stuff for me.
You gotta go find some stuff for you, like gifts?
Yeah. I want to buy some stuff for me.
What are you planning to buy?
I don't know. I'm going to head to Barnes and Nobles, so I probably might pick up a couple of mangas and see what else they got there. Yeah. I do want to upgrade my PC, but I'm not going to do that till probably next year. I'm waiting on that.
Dang, next year?
I mean, like in a few months, but yeah, next year.
Oh, okay. It's like you put that off for a long time. Like, if it's something you need, you probably should definitely get on that sooner rather than later.
I don't need to upgrade my PC, but I kind of should, because it's showing some signs. Well, mostly my hard drive is showing signs, but gameplay wise,
good old wear and tear.
Yes, a little slowly loading up longer than it normally does. Looks like it's getting. Granted, I had this hard drive since I first built my PC, which was in 2017. So I had that for a long time. So yeah, I definitely need to.
You know, say it lasted a good while.
Yeah, it lasted, but I don't want it to crap out because I have a lot of important things in there. I don't want to lose. So
you have an external hard drive?
I have multiple external hard drives. It's just, yeah. I want to just swap. I want to swap stuff. I want to still use it. That's why I want to swap stuff, and I want to get rid of the stuff I don't need. So I need to pick and choose what stays and what goes, and that's gonna take time because damn near everything is on there.
I see.
Yeah.
So you're gonna possibly get some manga, maybe some anime, video games for yourself this year?
This year, not. So I haven't really indulged in any new games this year. But next year, It's should be another banger for gamers, man. We getting GTA 5, of course. That's one of the most. I mean, not 5, 6. One of the most.
Let's see. I thought
Yeah,
it
the
was
most
6.
anticipated game for like the past over a decade. Well, a decade, because I'm not gonna say that. GTA 5 came out in 2013, which was a decade. But yeah, along with other games coming out. So yeah, should be a lot of spending, but also I'm trying to do other things next year too, so I can't spend money on this game, so I gotta save money.
We know you doing other things.
I don't know who we. It's not public news yet. Well, depending on what we talking about. Yeah.
Man, I know what I'm talking about, but I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I know, but
From
they
that
don't
response.
know. You know.
I mean, do you know what I'm talking about?
I know,
I know
but
what I'm
you
talking
know,
about.
they don't know. That's why I know what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, so it's them that don't know. Okay,
It is
'cause I
them
thought
that
you
know.
was
Yeah,
like,
they out
you
the
don't
loop.
know what I'm talking about. And I was like, you should know because
I know.
Okay,
If anybody
you know,
should know,
okay.
come on, I'm
Okay.
locked in. You locked in? Oh my lord.
Always me when you say it, because like people use it all the time, and like it's fine. It's like when you say it, I don't hear it.
That's
like,
my job, man. I gotta say the words. That's just been my thing every time, especially like every trip I come to you. I just make sure I like say words that just like you normally hear it, but when I say it.
It's like when you say it, it's like annoying. Like I swear, I've heard that
Yes,
word
that's my
used
job.
like at least 5
My job
times
to annoy her.
in like the past couple of days. And it's like other people, and it's like, I hear it. I'm like, oh, you know what? Actually, that doesn't bother me. It's like it's fine. I hear it all the time.
We're
It's
locking in
normal.
there. It's like, oh,
And then
okay.
when you say it,
We locking in.
oh, shut up.
Oh
Oh my god.
All
I have
right.
no idea why is that so? Why is it annoying when you say it?
Because I say it
To
annoyingly.
your audience, is there anyone out there where it's like somebody says a word or phrase that is commonly used every day and it's no issue, but when a certain person says that same word or phrase, it's just like
Over
no.
the top.
it's just like no. It's just like no, stop.
Oh my lord.
Like I'm just curious because I didn't even realize it until I had actually thought about it, and until you just said it just now, and I was like no, it's like here, I'm like it's fine. No one else can say it, just like, oh, you know, we locked in, or like, oh, we gotta lock in, and it's fine. And you say it, and I'm like, oh,
You gotta lock in.
it's just like,
What are you talking about?
no.
What's wrong with locking in? I don't
No.
understand it. You don't like my
Yeah.
voice. Do I have to use an accent?
It's not about your voice. I don't know. It's just the fact that you are saying it, and like maybe it's the
Yeah.
maybe it's the context of me knowing like why you
Why?
are saying it. Yeah, because like when you say it, it's you like giving pressure. It's you like being annoying.
Of course.
Like,
Of course.
whereas like if someone else says it, like they just generally just like, you know, we need to focus on this. But you like, we gotta ban. I'm like,
Yes, we need to focus on it with extra focus.
the intention. I think it's like the intention behind in which you use it, even though you already know that I know that it's important, and you still say it. I think that's what annoys me. I'm like, I know I don't need you to like constantly. We gotta lock in. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, I know. I think that's what. Oh no! I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Final
But
thing.
yeah, I'm just curious.
Being
Yeah.
that this is going to be the last episode of 2024, the typical
You
question.
don't even tell your audience like why I'm here.
I mean, that was kind of your job in the beginning.
Nah, you just say introduce yourself.
Yeah, like let them know who you are. You just guess. The audience just know that you're just guest. So like, you know, I guess that's as far as it goes.
I'm not just a guest. I'm not any guest.
You were supposed to introduce that part on your own.
I thought that was your job. We didn't.
No.
All right. He over here talking about locking in. He ain't even locking in himself.
But, you know, like you said, respect your privacy and all of that. So I say what you allow me to say. So you not saying it, then I guess you don't want it to be said.
That portion isn't necessarily privacy because you've mentioned.
It's all good.
You mentioned it so much.
I did.
I just
Everyone should know the lore of you, the lore of the Lasting Thoughts podcast. That guest here has been pretty much mentioned in almost every episode. So guest is finally here on the episode.
Yeah, I'm the alleged person. I don't know what name. I don't know what identity I am known as in the past pod episodes, but I have been mentioned. I've heard a mention of myself several times from the host here, and yeah, I'm that person.
Yeah.
But I don't listen to all of his podcast, so I don't know what has been shared. Yeah, so I don't really know what has been shared. I just know there's mention. Well, I'm doing the episode, so I'm not gonna listen to it.
Man, we gotta check on the final product, bro. You gotta judge yourself. Like, dang, that didn't sound good there. Anyways, like I was saying, typical question. New Year goals, resolutions, whatever. What you got?
Certain things I want to stop, certain things that I want to continue, certain things that I want to start. I'm definitely going to up my language studies next year. Make a solid schedule. Because I'm just really bad at studying on my own. I am not good at using books. I am a visual learner. I am a hands-on learner. So my preferred style is to just be in it naturally, to actually use it, to be in situations, like real situations where I have to use it or utilize it, or be shown by like a native speaker or whatever, like how to use it, when to use it, what context. Like I'm just not good at using books. So me trying to self-study has been tough. I know
you say that, but there's been times where I'm pretty sure even when I was there, you have been complimented on how well you are. So like, why do you feel that you need more?
Bro, they do that to anybody who can say more than hello.
They just be guessing. You're like, she the words. Okay. She locked in.
Like, trust me. Just trust me. That's kind of like, yes, it does make you feel more confident, but that's like somebody coming to the U.S. whose first language is not English, and like, they can say, hello, how are you doing? My name is, I came from blah, blah, blah. And then you just be like, oh my gosh, your English is so good. Like,
but you don't be, like, you be having conversations, not like you just be, hey, I'm just straight off the boat.
It could definitely be better. It could definitely be better. But, yeah, that's one of my resolutions, is to like really
to lock
in on my study. I'm actually, oh my gosh, I'm actually considering quitting one of my jobs as well.
Just a workaholic.
Yeah. I'm not. I just like money.
You and Isaiah over there, man. You have to get jobs and just leave them, man.
We don't know his situation, so I don't even know. Really, you just said that. Okay. No. So I guess it's a little bit of lore
Uh-oh.
that I'm sharing. So recently, my second job, they had a discussion, right? So first, I would have to give you some background context. So with my second job, we do 1 hour of book work, and then we do 1 hour of topic discussions. And the way that it's been done up until now is that 2 students will come up with their own topics outside of class. They will bring those topics into the class. They have 3 minutes to share their topic, and then we spend like 22 minutes with like Q&A, comments, etc., etc. So it's like a little discussion section, and then the next person does their topic. So it's supposed to be like 25 minutes each for 2 students. So recently they had a meeting, and they decided that they wanted to change up the discussion portion. So now, instead of the way that they've been doing it, and I kind of want to ask your opinion on what I should use. So now, instead of the way that we've been doing it, they have decided that I have to give them 3 words that they will then use in a sentence. And it's 11 people now. It's 11 people. So I assign them 3 words. Each person uses those words in a sentence. And then they want me to correct their sentences if they are incorrect. And what else did they say? I'm trying to find the message because it just sounded like it got way more involved. So they want me to give them 3 words in advance. They're going to make 1 to 2 sentences each. Then I have to listen to their sentences, correct them, or whatever mistakes they make, if necessary. And then I have to give them feedback each.
Sounds great.
Because to me, that just sounds like it's like wow, that is so much.
How dare
work.
they make me work?
Because then again, there are 11 of them, and I don't feel confident that maybe 1 or 2 of them will probably have sentences that don't need correction. So then that means like 8 people I have to correct their sentences. And then they want feedback for each person. And I'm just like, what? I don't know why they came up with this method, but it's neither here or there. I will I can talk to you more on that like after we finish this, but I want to know what 3 words would you suggest? Or if anyone's listening, because they want this to be an ongoing thing, like what 3 words can I suggest? Because I haven't been able to come up with 3 words that I want them to use.
3 words. I can't give you that right now because you know me. Gonna overthink it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm overthinking it a bit myself. That's why I was hoping that you with like, a different perspective.
I could be like, oh, well, you know, like what kind of 3 words? 3 words that go together, 3 just separate words.
They
Like,
don't have those details. Just 3 words. Just 3 random
just 3
words, I guess.
Just pick 3 of your favorite words from the English language.
Yeah. Like out of the thousands and thousands of words that we have, they want me to pick 3. And I'm just like, and I'm just over here thinking to myself, like, okay, should it be 3 words that are, like, should I do 3 nouns? Should I do 3 adjectives? Should I do an adjective, a noun, and an object? Like, I'm really overthinking because I don't know. And, like, I don't know why. I don't know why they want 3 words from me. I don't know what was wrong with the old way of them writing out their topics, because before they had to make their own sentences, and so I could check the sentences, I could check their writing, I could check their speeches for the topic discussions, and I'm like, what is this change? Like, why is this change? I'm so confused why they wanted to make this change, and it just seems very unnecessary and just a lot more work for me. I'm just like, what? Yeah. But yeah, I was hoping like maybe you can have 3 words. I'm thinking about maybe just using like Christmas or winter themed words, since it's like the holiday time.
I got the best 3 words, man. The best 3 words for everybody.
What you got?
You know what that is?
Oh, please don't. Oh God, I think I have an idea. Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me it's gonna be your podcast. Oh no!
Make sure y'all share it, rate it, because we've been talking for a little bit, so.
I didn't know you too well. We're
gonna end these 3 words, man.
I already knew it.
Appreciate our guests, named the guests, for showing up. And hope everyone have a good Christmas when this come out. Maybe I can listen to this on Christmas with your family. Nah.
Please cut out that beginning section. I was not ready for your line of questioning.
Good thing you're not gonna listen to it, so you ain't gonna know if I did it.
Oh my God, just cut it.
Yeah, man. Of course, New Year, Happy New Year to everybody. Again,
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
We almost at the end of this podcast. A few more episodes left. Anyone listening, anyone who wants to be a guest, talk about what y'all want to talk about, pull up, because once we reach episode 100, we are closing the chapter on this podcast.
Which episode is this one going
should
to be?
92, so we only 8 episodes left.
I got to be episode 92. How exciting.
I know. But yeah, man, so as always, hope you guys all have a great day, great week, great holiday, all that good stuff. And until next time, peace.
Have a nice Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah if you don't celebrate Christmas. Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, any other religions outside of Christian Christmas that you celebrate during this time of year. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.